Hey guys, it's me. I am trying a live video stream here on YouTube and I'm using my iPhone. Hopefully it works. I'm really just wanting to test this to see if I can use this setup, and hopefully you can't see too much of my mess behind me, but I'm kind of rearranging my studio and so on. So let's see how this works. I am using my phone there and I'm looking at the computer there, and I'm playing through my computer. So let's see. Let's see if I can bring up my own channel here, see if this works. So yeah, go ahead and ask me some questions and let me know what I can help you with. I'll do my best. I'll probably go for like maybe half an hour today, and we'll see what we'll see. Oh, there was me. I'm a little bit behind there on the screen. That's okay. All right. So let's see if I get any questions coming in. Hey, John, you got a Häggström Swede. That is a good guitar, a good option. Guess what I have here? One of them. I'm gonna play it for you in a bit. So, yeah, let me know if you got any questions. I will cover a few ideas for you and topics, and then we'll see what kind of questions come in. Okay, so first of all, this guitar is kind of an old now Fender road-worn Mexican-made Strat, and I have upgraded the pickups. This one has Porter pickups, and these are really sweet. And so it's a Mexican-made Fender, which I haven't tuned in a while. I just picked it up. I got too much gear probably, but this one is nice. I like it. It has really comfy neck, and it looks cool. As you see, it's kind of aged and relic, as they call it. This is all fake wear and tear. It looks cool, and it sounds good. It's a joy to play. Can you hear it? Can you hear it okay? Is it loud enough? I don't know. I'm playing, well, I should go over what I'm playing through, just so you know. Okay, so I'm playing through, it's by what it's called, Build Your Own Clone amp. So it's a JTM 50. So it's a Marshall Plexi style amp, and it's one of these kits that you can buy and build yourself. And a friend of mine built it, and I bought it from him because I don't have time and brain capacity and patience to build something like that. So I bought that. So it's kind of like an old school Plexi with, it doesn't have a ton of gain. It's very close to a JTM 45, which is close to a Fender Bassman, really. So I'm playing through a pedal called Luna Stone True Overdrive 1, which is a great pedal from Denmark. Yeah, so from that amp, I'm using a Suhr Reactive Load, which is a box. It's in that room, by the way. It's Too far away, too dark. I'll show you some other time. But it's a load box, so it takes the speaker, the output from the amp, the speaker output. Instead of going in through a cabinet and miking it, which we often do, I am going from the speaker output of the amp into the SUR reactive load, and it converts that signal into a line level signal that you can plug into the computer. I'm using this audio interface right here, which is Audient ID14, and then I'm going straight into my software, which is Logic, and from there I am loading what's called impulse responses. So those are, I guess the easiest way to explain it is, it's a representation of the cabinet and the microphone used to mic that cabinet, as well as the room. So it's capturing that sound, and you can load up that sound in a plugin. So it's simulating a real cabinet, but it's not using modeling. It's using a captured, realistic, true sound of the cabinet. So each impulse response is captures one moment. So you can then, when you buy these impulse responses, they provide you with different miking options, different microphones, and also the placement in front of the speaker. You know, if this is the center of the speaker, you have one file for center, and then all the way to the sides, right, then farther back and so on. So then you can load them up, and then you get the sound of the real cabinet, and that's what I'm using now. I'm using a Marshall style basket weave, it's called, 4x12 Marshall style Marshall cabinet, to get that kind of, you know, the bluesy old school Marshall sound. With this pedal, you get that kind of, you know, I think of it as a brittle, kind of brittle sound in a good way. Sparkly, maybe it's a better way to explain it. I'm not sure you can hear it, but hitting hard, you get that sparkly thing. Roll down the volume knob on the guitar a little bit. Let's go to 6. Yeah, the bass goes away a little bit. Yeah, how's that sound? I hope it sounds so cool. Hope it sounds okay. Okay, let's see what questions I got here then. Go to the top. I don't know if this is a good angle. You don't need to see my bald head, do you? There it is. Okay, I'm warning you, I have a goofy sense of humor. I get a lot of complaints. Sometimes. But what the heck. We only live once, right? We can try to be funny. That's okay. Even if we are not funny. But let's see what questions I got. Melodic minor, how to apply? Oh, that's a big question. By the way, is the picture quality okay? I think it's okay for a live stream. Yes? No? Tell me if the video quality is good enough for this. I think it is. Okay, melodic minor. That's a huge topic. Let me try and do one simple application of it. I like to use it over minor chords, of course. It is. Oh yeah, I'm tuned down. Someone asked me about standard tuning. I'm actually tuned down to E flat. If that's a problem, I can switch guitars. Okay, so low E string. So if I play E melodic minor, of course you gotta know the scale. You gotta know the fingering. Well, first of all, I think you need to know the design of the scale. That's the number one thing you gotta know. What's the difference between melodic minor and Aeolian, natural minor? Of course, the difference between all the modes is good to know, as well as these different scales, like harmonic minor, melodic minor, and you know, any scale that you're learning and trying to use. You need to know how it's designed and what's different compared to other scales, so that you can go in and out of different scales, in and out of different scales, without sounding too mechanical. So okay, so first of all, it's just, I'm going to talk about intervals because it's really important that you know that. And I think about everything I play in terms of intervals. I don't think so much about the note names, because I find that's really not that important. Of course, it's good if you do know them. But let's talk about intervals. Like, first of all, the sound of the scale. So that's the sound of it. Root note, second, oh sorry, second, minor third, fourth, fifth, and instead of having a minor sixth, which we would in the Aeolian, that note, we play this note, which is a major sixth. So far we actually have the same notes as in the Dorian mode. The Dorian has a minor seventh. But we're not going to play that. We're going to play a major seventh. Then we get melodic minor. Oh. And I, of course, play passing notes. Go into blues and stuff. You know, I often end with a blues lick or something, I guess. It just happens. So the application of it is the one that you have lots of options. So anytime you have a regular minor chord, you could do that kind of thing. You know, as soon as I switch to G though, then I'm out of that mode, because it's not going to fit with G. But as soon as you have a minor chord that doesn't have any extra colors, like if it was a minor 7 chord, I can't play the melodic minor because it has a major 7. You get very beautiful sound, right? not very beautiful. So if you have a chord that doesn't have the 7 in there, but it's minor, then you can use that melodic minor scale. But you hear I often do, you know, like a target note. But I have this as a passing note. This is called encasing, I think. Encasing. Is it that word? Well, something similar. I'm wrapping that note, the target note, with these two. But you can play things like little cool melodies like that. So you can, you know, you play the kind of typical thing, but then again, this is the target note, so I play da 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 da. You know, like an instant song. See if you can hear it. It ends up being quite melodic. Right? You can hear the chords in there, I think. I try to highlight them with an A. Yeah. Anyway, that's one way you can use melodic minor. You can of course work on patterns and fingerings and all that stuff, but those things I think are I really recommend you practice that and figure it out on your own. I mean, you can look at patterns, of course, but it's really important that you spend time exploring different patterns and fingerings to see which ones you like, because we all have different techniques, at least slightly different from each other. I don't do a lot of alternate picking. I'm not very good at it, so I do a lot of legato stuff and slide. So, you know, explore. And just get used to the sign of the scale. Those kind of exercises are great when you play one type of phrase and then you move it up and down the neck, like the same for chorus, of course. But let's see, what did I do there? Right, minor third, 5, major 7, major 6. So that's a little pattern. Now take all that stuff and move it one direction, one note at a time. So each of the notes I'm playing will be lowered one step with, or one note within that scale. So what that sounds like. Right? And so on. You hear it, right? That creates more work for your brain, because you might be forcing your fingers to go in ways they're not used to, and then so you're thinking more about the phrase and the musical idea in terms of the notes than your technique. So that means that sometimes you have to change the fingering because you have you like that, but you don't like the way you play it. It's difficult. You can find it somewhere else, right? There's several ways you can play an idea like that on the guitar. So and so on. Cool? Cool, cool. Okay, that was a long explanation. Let's see what other questions we got in. Was that helpful or not? Yes, it's an Audient interface ID14. It's awesome. Okay. Nick, I'm using most of the neck pickup right now. Trying to play something I don't know how to play. Maybe no one noticed, hopefully. Yeah, something like that. Okay, I lost my thought there. The neck pickup, yeah, I'm using the neck pickup. Here's the bridge pickup. Melodic minor. The melodic minor sound. All right. What else do we have? Oh, I got a lot of questions. Cool, cool. Wow, a lot of questions. The difference flat guitar chord versus noisy twisted chord. Oh well, I don't know what to say about that. There's the chords can look different from each other. This is a cheap Chinese made, I think, but it's actually not that bad. It's called Amoon cable. And some of the difference in cables, I'm not an expert on this topic, but the difference is, what's the word? Capacitance, like the resistance of this signal going through the cable. It can end up being a dull, dark sounding cable, especially if they're in the long. They lose the sort of the quality of the signal, if that makes sense. As far as that's how I understand it. And the old school curly cables that Hendrix sometimes used, they're probably not very good, so they made a really dull sound. But that can be cool if you use a fuzz and then single coil pickups, which makes for a really bright tone sometimes. That for him might have worked. It kind of dulled the tone and made a cool tone, but it degrades the tone if it's a really long cable and it has really, is it high capacitance that makes it, I don't know, one or the other. Got a 50-50 chance of answering that right. But you know what I mean. Some cables that are cheap and long can really dull the tone. So you got to read up on that for each maker and ask for feedback about those who have tried all sorts of cables. I have not, so I'm not an expert on it. But I do believe it's really important to have good guitar cables, which is why I shouldn't use a cheap Chinese cable. Agreed. I have some really nice ones somewhere. I just didn't plug them in right now. I'm not sure how much difference the price point is on cables, because I think you can probably find good cables that are mid-range price-wise, but there's also the super expensive ones, and how much better they are, I have no idea really. I have a suspicion they're not that much better. Anyway, I'm just a guitar player. I'm not a cable expert. Okay. let's see, questions. Yeah, so I'm using a reverb from my computer. I have Toontrack is one of my favorite companies, by the way. Check them out, toontrack.com. They make amazing plugins and effects, and Easy Drummer and Superior Drummer, great tools for those who can't play drums like myself. They don't even have any drum kits or anything. They also make nice effects. They have a plugin called Easy Mix, and with it you can load up all sorts of cool things. And I use a reverb. All the reverb I use on my videos is coming from that plugin. That sound pack is called Rooms and Verbs. And I use a delay right now to a tape delay from Logic. That's the sound. Yeah, okay, you can hear a pick. You can hear my pick striking the strings, right? Yeah, it's not the greatest setup because the camera on the phone is picking up this acoustically. The sound is, you hear my amp tone is coming from the speakers, which are over there. So if I turn up here, it would probably work better. Hopefully that's better. All right, so I'm not demoing the tone so much today. I'm just kind of answering questions and, you know, hanging out with you guys. Hopefully that's okay. Okay, what do we got? Which chords work over the MM? I don't understand that question. Which chords work most superfluously over the MM? No idea what that means. Sorry. What else do we have? I'm trying to keep up with your questions. Do I have the 339 Pro? No, I don't. I sold it. Why? Because I discovered what I knew all along, that I like this baby better, my Hexer Viking. It just has a, I mean, they're kind of similar. This is just a bigger sounding guitar. I mean, a bigger body. It's not in tune, probably. And I have better pickups in it. This has Porter pickups too. These are really nice. Great guitar. So that's why I sold the 339. But it was nice. I can't complain too much about it. It was kind of cool. What are some of the things you spent most time practicing? Well, that's a good question. I can tell you I wasted a lot of time when I was young playing. Trying to play like Yngwie Malmsteen, which I never ended up being good at. Oh, what happened? Oh. funky in here. I'm not good at that. I really suck at that stuff. That's why I stopped trying it eventually. So, to answer your question, what did I spend time on after wasting time on that? I started listening to Jimi Hendrix a lot. And he never was a perfectionist in his technique, but his feel, his soul. To me, Jimi is all about soul. I mean, he played with so much pondus, as we say in Sweden. You know, authority. He had a lot of authority in his approach, and I just spent a lot of time listening to that, more the feel and then the details, because I already had some technique from trying the shredder stuff, which I never ended up pursuing. And then I started listening to a lot of blues and then, you know, trying to play along with it. Playing all the scales. I spent a lot of time practicing, you know, the jazz vocabulary and melodic minor and altered scale, and which is the same thing really, just half step difference. A lot of practice in knowing where to find things quickly on the neck, chord voicings, etc. You just have to work on everything if you want to be good. Just have to make a habit of trying to be effective, lock in on one thing for a good while until you become decent at it, and then you move to the next. But always go back and practice stuff that you think that you know well. You'll probably find out that you forget stuff, right? So always go back and practice stuff. And another thing that I didn't do enough in the beginning was to play with a backing track or recordings. So I would do all this, I don't know. Whatever rock tune it was. And then when I tried to play that stuff in the band, I realized my timing sucked. So I was slowing down, speeding up, and I wasn't really good at timing. So I spent a lot of time practicing to tracks, which helped my timing. It's really, that may be the most important thing you can ever do. As you're practicing stuff, always get into the habit, always practice with some kind of rhythmic device. Like a lot of times when I practice now, I'm just kind of getting into the groove with my body and tap my foot. But I couldn't do that when I was younger. I needed to hear the track really loud. But if you do that regularly over time, you're gonna get much better at it. So that's maybe the most important thing you can ever do. And it goes together with scales and patterns and all this stuff. Instead of just playing by yourself. You know, once after a little while you know that pattern, then you turn on the track. And then you play some phrases and stuff with that pattern, try to make music out of it. That may be my best tip I can ever give anyone. I keep saying this all over and over again, but I'm not sure if people really hear it. I don't know. My experience is they don't practice enough with tracks. Oh, okay. I'm talking too much, am I not? Okay. Amp settings. Well, I try to explain the Surract and load thing I was using there. My amp isn't cranked up very loud. I'm using the overdrive pedal, the Luna Stone True Overdrive 1. just, yeah, I don't know what I can say about amp settings. You just have to tweak the knobs until it sounds good. It sounds too simple, and maybe that's not the kind of detailed information people are looking for, but that's really what you got to do. You got to try and turn knobs, everything, including the tone knobs, like bass, treble, and mid. Play around with them too. Sometimes it sounds best with the bass turned down a lot. Sometimes it sounds great with the treble turned down a lot. You have, depending on the amp and the guitar and the cables and the pedals and so on. All right, open E blues licks. That kind of thing. You know, I do my middle finger to pluck the string a lot. Hope you don't take offense for using my middle finger there, but you know what I mean. This one. I use that a lot for this hybrid picking stuff. The first note is with this one, and then the pick, and then a pull off. And then on next string, hit it and slide. And from there, finish it off somehow. I'm just letting my fingers run up and down. Sometimes it sounds good, sometimes it sounds sloppy, but you know, you tweak it. When I practice stuff like that, I try to play it slowly and think of a phrase. And then I speed up. Forgetting it. As you can hear, I'm practicing the same thing over and over and over, and don't want to do that on this video, because that's what I do when I practice. I sit down like that for a long time until I get it perfected. Over and over and over, start using a track, metronome, different tempos, focus on getting it automatic without thinking. That's how you work on those kind of things. There are no shortcuts to greatness. Whoever said that, I just made it up. I'm sure someone would say it. Somebody famous probably said that. Okay, guitarists who influenced my playing, well, Jimi Hendrix is #1. I have to say that I got influenced by the Beatles a lot too. Not so much the guitar playing, but the music. I listened to them a lot when I was like 11, 12, 13. I started playing them when I was 13. And after that it became Yngwie Malmsteen and all those shredders and Stevie Ray Vaughan. So probably Jimi Hendrix #1, Stevie Ray Vaughan #2, and then Scott Henderson. My friend Scott Henderson in LA, he's an amazing guitar player. I listen to him a lot. And John Scofield is also up there among my big influences, although I don't play like him, but really inspired by him. Amazing musician. And then of course all the blues greats. I mean, I'm inspired by everything. I like a lot of different styles of music and styles of guitar playing. Okay. What else can we say? Thank you for liking my videos, by the way, and spread the word. You know, I'm almost at 100,000 subscribers. That would be so cool to reach that. That's a big milestone for myself. So tell people to subscribe to my channel so I reach, maybe I can reach 100,000 subscribers in October. That would be pretty cool. Okay, those pickups in that Strat I was playing are not stock Fender pickups. They're from Porter Pickups. Check out porterpickups.com and speak to Brian. He knows me. Mention my name. Okay, what else can we see? So that's my Hagstrom Viking. So this is a Hagstrom with, oh, then I want to show you these two. These are tuning peg washers made by Hell Guitars. They're really cool. It makes your guitar, it makes your guitar look more interesting. I don't know if I have on this one. No, I haven't put some on. But they're really cool little thing that you can put on your tuning pegs to make your guitar look more personalized. Your own flavor. And the same with this one. Doesn't have a pickup switch washers, but let's see if I have some here. I'll show you. Of course I don't, right? But anyway, here's another example of these little tuning peg washers. There's a bunch of different designs on Hell Parts and hellparts.com and hellguitars.com. Here's my Swede. That's a lot of gain, right? But this is a really quality amp, this Marshall clone from Build Your Own Clone. It's a great amp, so it cleans up pretty nicely when you roll down the volume knob on the guitar. Not very good on those things. Look at Tom Emanuel, the harp stuff he does. I gotta work on that. I haven't, but it's cool. Okay. Chromatic applications in legato around the bebop scale. I don't know, that's a hard. I'm not an expert on the bebop scale necessarily, but the major bebop scale thing is like that, right? Well, I don't use it so much because the fingering becomes weird for me. Here it's easy. But if you play here, it's a fingering that I'm not used to. I'm really not an expert on the bebop scale. I need to work on that more because I do like it. Just have to spend some time coming up with good fingerings. And that's, again, that's how I figure out stuff. I don't look at tablature and things like that because I know the scale, what it sounds like, right? I just have to figure out what's a good fingering for me. Other people might want to do that, but I don't like to play it that way. I like it here. So, you know, sit and figure that out. Okay. Yeah. Frank says, yeah, when you find your thing, stay at it. And that's so true. That's a word by Robin Ford, who I'm also a great admirer of. He's also a big inspiration. What a fantastic player. Yeah, once you find your thing, stay at it and just enjoy playing, and don't be too, that's my personal opinion, don't be too obsessed by somebody else's style and you need to copy that, and you want to be the next. I wanted to be the next Yngwie when I was a teenager, and I just didn't have it, so I had to find something else to play that I enjoy, that I can make sound good, and that ended up being whatever it's called that I play, a blues fusion jazz rock thing, like, you know, jack of all trades, I guess. Favorite live performances a guitarist should watch? Well, that's a good question. Of course, Jimi Hendrix. Any live performance by Jimi Hendrix is something you should watch, because you often, I mean, his playing wasn't always perfect live, but again, that authority and that soul, to me, it's just so inspiring to see him play, be on stage and do his thing. Although there are a few bad examples, but let's skip over those. And then, of course, you want to look at Pink Floyd live. There are some DVDs with them. I think they're great to be inspired by their sound and their approach. Jeff Beck, of course, is a must. He's got a few DVDs out of live performances, and they're awesome. I've seen him live, and such an inspiring player. Also, in complete control of his band and his performance. And of course, Prince. Now you can actually find Prince on YouTube, since he unfortunately passed away last April. He was one of my big influences too, believe it or not, because of the funkiness he did. So he is a performer. He was a performer more than an instrumentalist, I would say. But what a performer! He was a great instrumentalist, but even better. Maybe I shouldn't say that. His performance together with his playing made for an impression and an experience that is amazing. It's hard to beat Prince live. Even the YouTube videos are often so cool. But of course, nothing replaces seeing him live in person, because he had that magic touch as a live performer that few have. And of course, any band that you like, look at the video. I mean, YouTube is so great that way. You can find so many amazing videos from people. I mean, depending on what you like in terms of music. Like I enjoy listening to old jazz performances from the 50s, if I can find them, or 60s. It was a different era then. But in terms of guitar players, which other ones can I mention that I have enjoyed seeing? I'm not sure. I don't know. I enjoy listening to small groups on YouTube videos where it's kind of acoustically, not a big like AC/DC rock band type of thing. I don't know if I want to watch a whole concert on YouTube with a band like that, but a small jazz trio or a funky blues trio, something. It's more fun where there's a lot of dynamics in the music. I don't know if that answered your question, but at least a few names. Show some example of jazz solo using only pentatonic scale. I don't know. That's a tough question. I mean, I'm not a great jazz player. and then I mess up my technique. I'm trying for harder things than I can manage sometimes. You know, when you make a mistake like that and you miss the string, you gotta go back and figure out. So, I don't know, I'm just playing the D minor pentatonic, but and then the song modulates to E flat minor. But one thing you can do when you play in the minor pentatonic like that, you can go up the whole step and play in minor pentatonic. Then you have E minor pentatonic over D. You know, it works, because then you get that Dorian sound. Anyway, that's one approach of many for pentatonic. Do I accept donations? Yes, I do. You can go to dolphinstreet.com, my old website that I don't update anymore, but there is a donation button on there. It still goes to me. dolphinstreet.com, or as some Americans say, .com. dolphinstreet.com. .com. I say .com. .com. All right. What else can we say? Can you teach how to play scuttle button? I wish I could. I'm not very good at that. I have to work on that. You know? The answer is no. Obviously, I need to practice it, but it's a really hard one to play. Really, really hard. And you don't need to master it in order to be a good guitar player. You know, some things you can leave. That's okay. How do you practice bends? Like that. You practice bending into pitch. You go for, and you need to develop your ear so you can hear if you're sharp or flat. So I bend up to that note, and then if I'm too sharp, I quickly let go a bit. You have to do it quickly, otherwise you notice, right? And if you're not quite up to pitch, you have a bit of time to make it there, right? And you need to mute too. You see my left hand fingers. They're all helping to mute. You know, just try to minimize noise using both hands as much as possible. You can play that pentatonic using bands. Good practice. I went too sharp there, then I continued. What else? Did I create a list of scales to determine which to learn next? No, there's so many scales. I don't have a specific list of which ones you should learn. How about all of them? No, that's too many. Learn the ones you like the sound of. That'd be the best answer. Do I watch any other guitar channels? Sure I do. I kind of randomly check things out. I like Pete Thorne's videos, of course, because he's such a great producer, I think. Of course, guitar player too, but his sounds are always so great. He's got a good ear and he's a great musician. I watch my friend David Walliman sometimes. He's got some good videos, and other teachers, and yeah, I don't know what channels I can recommend specifically like that. I can't remember. Matt Schofield, yes, I like Matt Schofield. In fact, I have a really awesome solo coming out very soon, which features a lot of cool licks in his style, partly in his style. Some licks are very similar to his, I would say, because I'm been on a Matt Schofield bus of inspiration lately. So I picked up a few ideas from him, and then it's also a bunch of my own stuff in there. So that solo is a big course coming out fairly soon, and it's going to be pretty awesome. It's a 48-bar long solo, and it's a challenging blues solo, standard blues tune in the key of A, but the licks are a step above what I usually do, I would say. So keep your ears and eyes open for that course coming very soon. I would say in a week or two it should be out there. So make sure you check my website and sign up for my newsletter on my website, so I can notify you when stuff is happening. That way, that's the best way to find out what I'm up to. Chord voicings. Oh, what are my favorite chord voicings on the guitar? That's a good question. There's a lot of them. I mean, of course, a standard. I love that chord. Wow, this is a pretty awesome tone I have right now, don't you think? I like this too. We have it's kind of a diagonal chord. You can move in thirds, so 3 frets. Kind of dissonant sounding, but cool. It becomes a diminished chord. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. Quick type here. I'll do a quick type on the typewriter to my friend Kori. Okay. which chords work best over the melodic minor? Any minor chord that doesn't have a minor seventh interval in it is the answer. There's tons of options there. Yeah, what else? What other questions do you have? Question. Barney Castle, yeah, he's awesome. I need to steal some of his ideas. I need to go back to play more jazz. I suck too much when it comes to jazz, and I see too many people are great at it, and I can definitely work on that, improve my sloppy jazz playing a bit more. But the best way to get better at whatever style it is that you want to be better at is to listen to the good players and immerse yourself into the music. Listen to it a lot and steal licks, but really try to get some of the phrasing in there, the lines, which is it's the overall picture that's usually more important than the details. Just stick to it for a good chunk of time, and then you will get some in yourself, right? That's why Hendrix was important to me, because even though I can't play with the authority he did, but I listened to him so much that I got that. I feel like I have sort of a feel when I'm playing sometimes that's just, you know, in my own world I'm his son, maybe. I don't know. It sounds stupid, but when I'm playing, I feel like I got some of his vibe inside my playing. I know it's not him and it's not as good as it, but it helps me because I'm thinking, trying to channel not the playing per se, but the sort of the soul and the feel of what he did, if that makes sense. And that's just for myself. I don't tell people that I'm trying to you know, I don't mention Hendrix like I did now to anyone really. I just told a whole bunch of people on YouTube, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you use those things for your own inspiration and try to help you get into the right mindset of playing as well as you can. Does that make sense? For me, it was Jimmy. For somebody else, it might be Angus Young or Jeff Beck or Yngwie Malmsteen. It doesn't matter who it is, but if someone like that really you can identify somehow at some level with this play like that, you should take advantage of it. Of course, if you listen too much to one guy only, you may end up sounding too much like that person. So I highly recommend you listen to quite a few different players. All right. Chitlins con Carne. I did a lesson on that once. I can't remember it now. I have a lesson on my website actually somewhere when I played that progression and that line and the chorus and stuff. But I actually can't remember right now. But that's a cool tune. I'm talking about wait, was it Barney Castle? No. Who was it that recorded the famous recording? It was not Barney Castle, but one of those legendary jazz guys. It wasn't Wes Montgomery either that I'm thinking of. It was a different guy. Kenny Burrell, there we go. Kenny Burrell, or Burrell, however you pronounce his name. I have seen him live at the NAMM show. I think it was him, right? He's still alive, isn't he? He was getting an award, and they played a little bit. That was awesome. Yeah, that was him. He's 86 years old. Wow. Okay, I gotta go soon. Has this been helpful? Yeah? Give me a thumbs up. Spread the word. Tell your friends and your pets especially. In terms of chord, I have so much distortion, but you know, I hope you can tell that I'm a mixture of a lot of different styles. I know I have a lot of blues lessons on my website because I love the blues, of course, and a lot of people are looking for stuff like that. But I do play, you know, different. I'm channeling different styles of music. I love jazz. I do play some, and not enough. I need to work more on it, I know. But I deliberately expose myself to different styles of music and try to pick up a few things here and there and blend it into my blues playing, so I will sound a little bit different than other people. I don't want to be playing only you know, that's fine, but I don't want to sound like that all the time. I want to be able to play melodic minor if I feel like it, and diminished scale, and play some cool runs here and there, or just a major scale. You know, major scale is underrated. Stuff like that and still sound kind of bluesy and kind of cool. It's just a major scale. Nothing mysterious about it. It's about phrasing and controlling the notes, getting a good sound, and, you know, coming up with your own style. Yeah. Who is James Bond? Yeah, you're looking right at him. Oh, by the way, I have new glasses. I have gotten progressive glasses, so I have not the normal strength up here, but as I look down, it changes because I'm getting old. Guys, I'm getting old. Because if I don't have progressive glasses, I have to do this when I'm looking up close, and oh, otherwise I can't see it. But now with these glasses, I can see close up down here, and then when I look up, I can see far away. And it's a bit, I'm a bit dizzy actually. It's, depending where I look, it just, things move. It's a bit wonky sometimes. I feel a little bit dizzy. Yeah, I look smarter with these glasses too, right? Let's see if we can play the melodic minor, okay? It's always good to look smart, right? I don't sing. All right, before I go, let me show you some cool licks you can work on. I don't know if they're cool, you tell me. But I don't like to show off all the time. Actually, I don't like to show off at all. I like to play stuff that sounds cool. But what I mean, it's not super fast and Yngwie style all the time. Like I get tired of a lot of shredders because it's so technique based, and I hear so much. So I don't do a lot of that stuff, but I do sometimes faster runs just for fun. But it's I need to find a technique that is easy enough for me to play in a controlled way, because I can't risk. After a while, it's like, getting out of sync, and it's not very good at this. So I don't want to risk trying something like that and messing up. Plus, I don't like the sound of those runs. I do things like pull off. You know, some of those things where I hit the note on the A string and then I play a 6 here, which is in the chord. But you can also do a pull off. Sometimes it sounds wrong if you do it slowly, right? Like this one. If I play, I'm thinking E7, which has a major third. If I do pull off, right? Sounds a little wonky that way, but if you do it fast enough, it's cool. You couldn't hear that, right? It comes by too fast. And I do that finger again for the plucking on the G string, pick on the A string. That's one thing that's kind of cool, and it's not that hard, but it can be a cool effect. And you can just go chromatically until you find the next chord tones, like in the blues in E. If I start here and go up, I'll eventually end up, which is the 4th chord, A. Doesn't matter where I start, as long as I end there. Back to E. You know, those kind of runs work. You can do it on any string. And you can, instead of just going da 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 da, you can go. Things like that, they're cool to work on, because they will help you learn the scale too, and where these different 2-note things are. Dyads, they're called. So I would sit and practice. Playing 2 notes from the E Mixolydian mode. So I know where they are all over the fretboard, and then I use these pull-off things to make it more fun. The cool thing with them is that you can do that chromatic stuff. Create cool sounds. Yeah? Is that good? Yeah? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? I can't speak. I can't speak Deutsch. I cannot parle français very well either, men jag kan prata svenska. Det kan jag jättebra. För jag är faktiskt född i Sverige. Det är nog inte så många som förstår vad jag säger just nu eftersom mitt språk har gått från engelska till norrländska. Hubbaligen. Okay, let me show you another before I go. It's kind of fun to sit and mess around with this YouTube thing. I might do this again. Do you want me to do this again? What did I have in mind there to say? Oh yeah, this thing. What am I playing? Those chords are cool. I want to show you them. They're fun to play. So that part of that tune, which I'm sure you know, Superstition, Stevie Wonder. So you go from B7, and most people when they play at a jam, they would just play a C7 normal, B7, A sharp or B flat 7, and then A7. But that's fine. But to make it a little more interesting and more correct in reference to the original recording, you can play a B7 like that, and then a C7 sharp 5. Is that no flat 5? I mean, I'm not sure if that's the right name for it. It might be called sharp 11, right? C7 sharp 11, I think. It's the same idea. It's just instead of having the 5th for C, you have that note instead. Bass note here, C. Same chord here. Right? Clear as mud. That's a cool chord. I think he ends on B7 sharp 5, which is a nice chord too. I got too much distortion right now for the chords. I have the pedal on in the other room. Yeah. Oh, my battery is going low. Okay, I should quit. But just, I love this stuff, you know. Cool chords. This note is on top for the first two, right? B7 to C7. BS and enough Swedish and pretend languages. As I said, I have a weird sense of humor. Okay, glad you enjoyed. I got a few thumbs up, so merci, thank you, danke, tack så mycket. We'll do this again. Yes, if you like this, we shall do it again. Do it again. That's reminds me of that Steely Dan tune, which I should learn, by the way. Yeah, so any further questions, just yeah, I guess you guys can comment on this. Okay, what website did I mention? Dolphinstreet.com. Dolphin Street, from the tune. Can you guess where I got the name from? On Green Dolphin Street. No, I forget how that tune goes even, but anyway, that's the tune that I really like. Miles Davis recorded it in the late 50s, I think, and I was so inspired by that tune that I decided to name my first website after a part of that tune's name. On greendolphinstreet.com will be too long, so I just called it Dolphin Street. That's my old website. So it's pretty ugly, and it's, I don't update it. My Master Guitar Academy is my current one. Because it was too much work to redo everything on Dolphin Street, so I left it alone and started a new one. But it's a bunch of stuff on there. Maybe you'll find something you find interesting. But there is a donation button there if you want to donate to my cause. You can. I'm sure would appreciate it. It would help me be able to do these type of things more often. But you know, I enjoy playing so much. I sometimes wish I didn't have to teach so much. I mean, I'm not complaining really. It's great to be able to teach. But I love just sitting around and playing and practicing and getting stuff under your fingers. It just needs a lot of time. Sometimes I don't get enough time for doing those type of things. What was that? I think I heard the doorbell. Okay, I gotta go. So, after this ends, if you have more questions, you can just add comments under the video and I'll try and reply to them later on, okay? Here's the cool chord again. All right, ciao.